Hey Mycroft, time to go live. Hey everybody, how are you doing today? John the Unwise Geek here, and I am glad you're all here with me. If we could have us with a kind of a louder Spotify playlist, that would be very nice. So today, if you haven't guessed, is an awesome data code, and I'm glad you're all doing it here with me today. Welcome back to the channel for NASA Muffin. Glad to see you here, and Marius Didelt and Community Tea Time. My wife and our friend who are off in Germany, and as of a few hours ago, I found out in a casino in Germany. So, as you probably guessed, I've spent the last 3 hours staring off into the middle distance saying, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. You know, it's probably fine. Yeah, but I'm very glad you're all here with me in the stream and not at the blackjack table, because yeah, that's never been anybody's friend. Blackjack is like the casino version of salmonella. It doesn't work out for anybody except the house. But anyway, so Marius, I'm glad you're here today, because there was a certain suggestion that you had. It's fine, Marius. It's fine. I'm okay. This has rum in it. So I'm glad you're here today, Marius, especially because we have been working on that bot game that we have been talking about, that you very helpfully distracted me off of System D to make. So to kind of update where we've been with that, we've gotten the basic logic squared away to where we know that we could start a game, progress through the game, set up winners, and then track it from there. Now, what I did over the last stream is I've been working on creating this more as a class, so it's more of an object-oriented game. So far we have where to go? Here it is. This is the Geekle module, and we have a main class called Geekle. Oh, that's awesome. We have an initialization method that sets up the whole game, pretty much. We have things like updating word lists that aren't called from the bot, but are useful internally to the class. So basically, if you haven't heard yet, the word list will learn. So if we use a word that's not in the word list, but it comes back with a dictionary definition, it gets added to the word list for future use. We don't have the logic in it yet, but we're also tracking timestamps for the last time it was guessed, so we don't have the same word showing up too many times. I think that's a cool feature. And then finally, at the end of it, we don't have this coded yet, but it's on the to-do list. It's going to give that definition randomly. So for if there's multiple meanings and multiple definitions per meaning, we go ahead and alright, sounds good, Marius. Have fun. So, yeah, we have methods to start the game, process guesses, things like that. So far so good. Next thing we need to do is actually work in the Geekbot to keep integrating it in. So we have... Oh, please don't say that, dear. Oh my. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, so, code, yes. So we have different things like, we have different things set up where a game could be started, it could be canceled by a mod or me. We can give a status for the game, which is basically you know, when you I love you too, dear. Have fun and give me a call later when you get a chance. So we have the status, which will give kind of an update, like you know how a letter is in the wrong place or in the right place. It'll do that. I still need to check that or figure out how to do that, because that's going to be interesting. So we've brought in the status so far. We've handled the status, but there's some more to do. So I'm just trying not to get sued for more than 7 figures. Which is a whole thing. But anyway, so status, I want the status to either display on the screen somewhere on the stream or in the chat. I'll talk to you later, dear. But so we'll figure that out as soon as we get to that. The next thing to do, however, is the vote. So the way I want to do this is we start the game, and starting the game starts a vote where people can vote one time for a word. I'm going to put some constraints on it, like if we have an actual letter, that vote has to have that letter in that spot, or it has to contain letters that have been discovered but not in the right spot, though those are not constrained to a certain position. So then once that comes in, we'll take votes, however many votes for a particular word wins, and if there's a tiebreaker, it goes to me. Not that I'm mad with the power. This is my channel. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I think I'm going to handle the vote, and I think that is the most equitable solution. So each vote, I want to do the math behind this because I was thinking 2.5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes across 6 guesses, that's 18 minutes of game time for people in the chat. Now that seems fine. If we go 3, it's more. It's 24 minutes, almost a half an hour of game time. And it's not just listening to me talk. So I know that's not why people come here. It's obviously for the playlist, the killer playlist. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So let's go ahead and take a few notes here. So a thing we use at work is called acceptance criteria. So these are the things we want to have in place for the feature to be considered complete. So accept a vote from one person per turn. Well, that's not clear, is it? From each person per turn. No multiple votes. Monica. Alright, so a vote must contain green letters, previously discovered green letters in position. Vote must contain all red letters in place. Alright, yeah, so that's it. Vote must be time boxed for 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Alright, so we'll see how that goes. So, first things first, we have the vote command. So it'll be Geekle, vote, and then the argument. So what do we do? So first things first, we want to make sure it meets the constraints. We probably want to make it meet the constraints on the Geekle side, so we'll come back to that. So what we'll work on now is accepting the vote, one person per turn, and time boxing it for 1 minute or 2.5 minutes. So it sounds like the time box is going to be more of a routine for the bot. That gets activated when the votes are, or gets activated when the turn starts. And then tallies up everything and then sends the vote to, so routine to, so a routine to start the turn, at completion of the routine, send most voted to Geekle, or send votes list to UWG. That's me. It's also a bit egotistical, isn't it? It's John. Send it to John. Send the vote list to John. Alright, so, here's an interesting thought. I wonder if TwitchBot could do... Do we want to do some kind of leaderboard function? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Alright, so let's just keep it simple for right now. So at the completion of the routine, send the most voted to Geekle or send vote list to John, and I'll make the decision from there. And then start a new turn. Yeah, that's eventually it. Yeah. So the question is, how do we start a routine? Oh, right. So we have one routine already going called Twitter and GitHub. That's basically dropping, the links every 30 minutes or so. So let's look at that. Twitter and GitHub. It's probably in the start command. Yeah, bot start. Oh yeah, so self. Okay, great. So, right behind the Geekle command, what I'm going to do is routine. If I could ever spell it correctly, routine. Seconds, 180. That's 2.5 minutes. And what that will include is an asynchronous definition for Geekle turn. Put self in there. Alright, so what the turn will basically do okay, so what the routine will have to do, it'll get kicked off. Okay, so what it'll do is the turn will start, the Geekbot will open the votes, and then the Geekle turn will count down to 180 seconds. As soon as 180 seconds elapses, the votes will close, it'll go to me or go to Geekle, and then based on the return from that, it continues the turn again. It starts a new routine and opens the vote one more time. Yeah, that's it. Alright, So in Geekle, what I'd like to do is self votes equal. That'll be a list, not a dictionary, a list. All right. So what that means is here we're gonna continue. Now, when a vote comes, do we have something to actually start the turn? I don't think so. What would we need to start the turn? So voting has to open. So voting has to open. Routine has to start. Every time a vote comes in, it has to be checked against the list to make sure there are no duplicates. Alright, so we could start the turn with a handle message. We're going to go ahead and self in turn equals false. Yeah, so there. So what we'll do is we'll keep this that in turn false. And then when we handle a message that think. Here's our message. Now, every time we get a return, we're going to get a step. And we're getting a step and a message list returned. Okay. So, if one of these returns guess, we know we're in a turn. So, so we could do if guess in message type new game. Ooh, that's not working, is it? Alright, so we need to add the game here. And then when we get a message, we have to send the game object. So down here, Geekle. Here it is. I'm going to start putting this playlist on random more often. I get to hear songs that I don't often get to hear. Alright, so on these handle messages here, we're also going to go ahead and send the game object. So self new game. Alright, there we go. So we'll save that. We'll go back up here. One thing I will do, let me think of it, that doesn't have to be all the way out there. I could put that in here, so this function is only used within the asynchronous Geekle function. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, so I should yeah, this will work. So instead of having to go out to handle message, we could, or instead of having to go out to self-handle message, we could just handle messages here.
Listen.
All right. So, so if guess is in message type, self new game intern equals true. Oh, so it's not new game, it's just going to be game. Excellent. So self game intern equals true, and self actually, I don't think I need a self there. Yeah, that's better. Geekle turn start. Here we go. All right. Now here's the question: can I stop a routine from inside the routine? That's interesting. All right, so we'll call that for the moment.
Draw.
So it gets a return of guess and a number. And now, so here's a good question. How do we tell if it's finished? So would it send game over, or will it send... I think I have this set up to send game over when it reaches the end of the game. Yeah, so if step equals self step equals game over, if self guess is equals 101, else guess self guesses. Now that does bring up the point that I need to have this capitalized, don't I? Excellent. Was finished by seg faulting? What do you mean? Am I seg faulting? Or just, yeah, die. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we'll add a step. I do like that idea. If self step equals game over, sys exit. Let's get a good exit code. No, it's okay. Ooh, management. No, that's no good. But hey, that's what makes the world go round. So it's going to set the it turn to true. Then it's going to start. Okay, now. Oh no. Okay. All right. Oh, got you. So it's a peer review process. Do you also have to catch it from the management as well? Don't put evil on me. That's great. I see. Okay. Well. I don't know. Every so often, I would like a coworker to come up to me and say, "Hey, John, you don't suck," and maybe even write something about it. That would be cool. But I could see how it could be kind of annoying sometimes. Oh, everybody reviews everybody. Okay, now that's going a bit beyond, I think. Like, unless it's like a real small group that you're reviewing, you kind of lose context of what you're reviewing, and you may not always have the skill set of what to review the person you're working with. I don't know. Oh, so it's by request. Okay. To procrastinate on your peer review, you wrote someone a bonus. That's a great save. Yeah, right on. Alright, so vote. Okay. If new game intern. So we're collecting a vote if it's during the game, else. Await CTX send moment user. Okay, so let's put a bit of shame in there. All right. Now, if we are in turn, we need to send it to Geekle, because Geekle will then Geekle is then going to make sure that it's within, it's 5 letters long. The guess is 5 letters long, and that it's actual word, and also need to You know what? I'm not going to worry about letters being in their own places. If players want to shoot themselves in the foot, or if sometimes I have been tactical about omitting letters that I know were there to eliminate or get other letters to make sure they're there or not. But I'm not going to actually implement that part about containing letters in places. Now, yeah. So if we're in turn, actually, shoot, you know what? If okay, so if we take votes, send it, and then evaluate it to see, that's like a whole 2.5 minutes wasted. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and go back into the Geekle, and I'm going to write methods to run our functions to check if there's a word or if it's too large, things like that. So we have process guess here. So I originally wrote the process guess method, so where once the voting was done, it gets sent and then it's processed. But I think I might need to separate this out. So for example, this length, yeah, so I'm going to pull this out like this. And I'm going to call this process vote. No, I'm going to call this process guess. And this is going to be called process vote. And I'm going to change the arguments really quick before I confuse myself. That is not unheard of. Alright, so pasting that in. I'm going to have to add the message here because that's what I base the returns off of. So message equals blah blah. Alright, and if the length is greater than 5, it'll say the word's too long, please retry your guess. And it'll return self-step next message. Ooh, wait. I could just return self-made message. I did create a... Oh, where'd it go? Nope, it has to be step. Okay, so let me think here. I have to return step, then self, make message. It's okay, it's make message, and it's going to be of type text. Cool. Since these are all kind of single message returns, we'll just define it in the So this will process guess, and this is going to process the process vote down here. Let me make sure I got it right. Okay. So I don't need this if guess not equals blank because we're not doing any of the info processing there. Let's get everything on this level. We'll move it back over here. So for I in range, it creates the status. If guess equals self word, congratulations, you guessed correctly. Self guesses equals 100. Then self guesses plus equals 1, just in case we didn't get there. Then it's game over if guesses equals 101. There we go. Alright, great. So that's good. Got process guest and process vote over here. So now as we pull in votes, we're going to we are going to self new game process guess. I'm sending arg. I'm sending arg. Arg. Now, this needs to not... This needs to not restart the routine every time it receives a message. So every time someone guesses, they need to... The handle messages routine needs to not restart. The handle message function needs to not restart the routine every time. Okay, so I'm going to change the step to guess or something like that. Or proc, as in processing. Okay. So I'm going to go back up to handle messages here. Okay, yeah, so I just have to send proc, and I don't need to do any additional handling after that. It's not going to start the turn unless there's guess in there. Cool. Alright. So it starts a new turn. Once the routine... Well, I haven't done the routine yet. Okay. So this is taking in the votes. It checks if we're in a turn. And if we are... processes it. If not, there's no voting open at the moment. Awesome. Okay, there is one thing though. Okay, I do want to also pass in user. So then I can do this. Actually, this. So I can differentiate between users that are making these guesses. Alright, there we go. So we'll save that. So NASA Muffin, if you have to write 6, are they like really long? Are they really long and detailed? Or are they like on from 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal to 10 being whatever. Please tell me you get to multiple choice it. Ooh, or worse, are they all essay questions? Ugh. Okay, I gotcha. It's interesting. I'm always interested in hearing how different companies do their performance reviews. I kind of see performance reviews as the I kind of see performance reviews as the cure for imposter syndrome in technology. We just figure out how to do it right. Ooh, those essay questions sound tough. So process, arg, and then also sending user. Cool. Figure out something else to do with this microphone cord. It's not doing any favors for me. Alright, so process the guest, it gets sent to the user. Great. I wonder if you could stop a routine in the routine itself. So So back in the module, oh, am I sending the game to the routine? I could. We'll give it a shot. Worst thing that could happen is it turn step equals 0. Yeah. Okay, so if game turn step equals 0. Oh wait. No, I can't do that like this in here. I have to hold on, wait a minute. Timeout. Unit testing? Oh my god. Alright. Do some test coding on my next stream. There we go. Thanks for stopping in, Natsa Muffin. Enjoy your lurk. You know, as often as I do this chan and loop thing, I might as well create a function for that. Oh yeah, so I have self-chan and self-loop up here. So self loop create task self.chan, and then we send the message. So let's see how this works. If length message queue greater than okay, so we can take this out, allegedly. Then we're going to chat, and the message will be self-chat. Chat. It's fine. And then self chat. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully I didn't just break everything by moving that out to class members. Alright, so where was I now? Alright, right here I could still use CTX send because this is in command. Okay, so let's see. So Geekle turn start, and I have to send on game with it. Righto. Self game. Actually, I don't need to do self game. I can just do game. There we go. Right on. I don't have to do this anymore either. Wait, why am I doing that instead of doing CTX? Oh wait, CTX send. Oh, because I can't do an await in a non-asynchronous function. That's right. Alright, so that's another candidate for me to switch out for self-chat. Alright, there we go. Well, okay, so raw data, permissions. All right, so we're starting the game now. If game over in message type self in turn equals false, self Geekle turn stop game, and actually the stop should come from inside the turn. Then self game equals I wonder if that's going to clear the game out from the entire... Because... Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now let's take a look at how the turns are handled. Oh, wait a minute. I still haven't recorded the votes. So self, new game, process, yes. Well, I'm not actually... Results equals process guess. I guess I should also include in the processing that if it was successful. That would make sense. That wouldn't be my style, but it makes sense. Alright, so if the length is greater than 5, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this distributed. Message plus equals. Okay. So if it passes all the tests, there's one more test it has to pass. The person who suggested the word cannot have voted already. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, messages. We don't need these returns anymore, but we do need to set a flag or something about failure. Let's be positive. Past equals false. Rather, past equals true. Alright, so all of these failed conditions, past is going to be false. Added to word list, past is going to say true. Then if past, process the guess, and then return. Cool. Alright, past. What we want to do if it passes is add the user is in a, as a set to the dictionary votes. So self votes equals, so it's a list, so we'll just call it plus equals user vote or guess. There we go. Great. Now we have to go through every member of the vote and make sure that they haven't voted already in this turn. So I need to get a mic stabilizer next. So, past, if, if, alright, so I want to see something about the behavior of sets inside lists. So let's open up Python here, and we'll call it test list equals. And this is going to have a list of sets A, B, B, then another set C, D, and then we'll call that it. So if A in test list print past, or just print ellipsis. Also won't print anything. Okay. So, however, if A is in test list 0, print ellipsis. Okay, so we got to go through and go into the individual members of the list. Okay, so okay, so what we'll do here is for I in range 0 to length self votes, if user in self votes I, then we will go past equals false. And then here we'll go if past. So basically, if past is still true, we know we have to check the others. So and we can also add here else else message plus equals F error a vote has already been recorded for this user. For you, yeah. There we go. So then that's going to send it as a text, and it won't process a vote. And then it'll send that there. Okay, I am verging on the spaghetti code, but hopefully it's not. Alright, so now, process the vote. So, final vote's going to come in as guess here. And then, I can actually, I think do I want to do the processing for finding the most instances of a word in the list? Okay. Okay. So having to think here how I want to handle this. I'll have to create tally vote self, and then okay, so how can I do this now? What I have is a list of users and a list of words. What I could use for each, or for word in self votes, no, actually it's going to be a list, so I'll have to do it for I in range 0 to len self votes. Yeah. So each individual, so self votes I is going to be a set, so I'll need self vote I1 just to get the word. So word equals self votes I1. Let's just set that right away so I don't go crazy. Now, we will say votes equals votes equals a dictionary. Yeah. Alright. So now what I'll do is vote Alright, I kind of understand how I generally want to do this. So I want to do votes equals and that. Then I want to do votes word. In this case, it'll be a string like adore plus equals 1. We'll get a key error. Alright. So if we get a key error, I want to set vote equals 1. Okay, so votes and try word, excuse me, votes word plus equals 1. Except in the case of a key error, we will votes word equals 1. There we go. So that'll get us started. Now, there has to be a Pythonic way to count how many words appear in, or rather, sort by the value sort dictionaries by value of the integer. Okay. Alright, so basically it looks like, okay. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna use a lambda. Oh man, I hate lambdas. These break my brain. Alright, so let's try this. So let's do a test dictionary here. Equals, let's say there was 1 vote for a door. Two for, let's say there were 3 votes for a door, 1 for slick. Two for something else. I mean, there's no here or there. So that's our test dictionary. Then say result equals KV. No, KV for KV in sorted X items. Hey bro, how you doing? Got good news for you, by the way. I was going to text you right after the stream. X items, key, lambda, item 1. And that's going to end with a that. Okay, so we don't need to do X, we need to do test dictionary. So, that maintenance light I was telling you about that was on my car. Well, play your cards right, and Boston Market could deliver there. Wouldn't be there in time for breakfast though. But that maintenance light that came on in my car, it was just the oil change thing. They just didn't reset it when they did the last one. So nothing wrong with the engine, good to go. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. So KV for KV in sorted test dictionary items, key lambda, item. Alright, so let's print result. And this should be a ordered dictionary by the value of the individual words. that's great, but no. Yeah, it was totally just the oil reminder. Alright, so if there's a sorted, there has to be a reverse sorted in Python. Python sort descending. Yeah, me too, man. That was a... So... Okay, so it's going to be key none, reverse false. So we'll add a reverse false here. Then we'll print result again, and no, it didn't work. Let's put reverse false in front of key, because maybe I'm missing something with... Oh, I need to do reverse true. Duh, yeah, okay, great. So, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just link the dictionary and see what the last word is, and that'll be our vote. So tally votes equal, we don't need to, yeah, actually we do need to do that. Thank you very much. All right, so if it gets a key error, meaning it doesn't exist in votes, it creates it with a 1. All right, so now we're going to return vote. That'll be the vote message. Self make message. And it'll be... Oh, we don't know what to make yet. The vote equals key value for key and value in sorted votes items. Reverse equals true. Key equals lambda item, and I swear I'm gonna go learn what this means at some point. Item 1. Yeah. Alright. So that's the vote. That's what we know. And we know that the item or the key from the vote is going to be what we need. So basically we have something like this, and then we just do result or the vote 0 key. No. Keys? No, that's not it either. Bollocks. Maybe we have to take result split by the comma, and what does that return? So I'll wake up tomorrow morning, bro. I'll send you a text message to let you know when I'm on, well, I'll let you know when I'm up, and then I'll send another text when I'm on the way, just so there's not like immediate like urge to get out. Each in test dict. Print each. Okay, so that worked. Oh no, that didn't. That's not the sorted list. For each in result is what I wanted to try. Adore, else, and slick. Alright, so What I could do is create a list or an ordered list. Yeah. Okay, so from the vote for word in the vote. Oh, this is getting... Yeah, okay, vote list. Plus equals word. And then make message. We're going to return vote list 0. So that's if that happens. Now, I gotta figure what to do if they're all tied. So what do I do if they're all tied? If there's one clear winner like this, no big deal. Oh man, I'm hitting a blank. I'm gonna have a think about this. So, alright, so I could do tie equals false. So I create the list here of votes. Okay, for I in length votes keys. That's so all I really need to do is make sure that the first one is greater than the second one, and the second one isn't greater than the third one, and I have to keep going all the way through. And if I find one, the one that I'm on now is greater than the one before, I just have to return that set. So, we print result. Okay, so then if we print result keys, Yeah. Alright, I think that's the way to do it. Okay, so that shows it in order. Like, Adora got 3, Else got 2, but Slick got 1. Alright, great. So oh, right. So I need to do this after the vote has already been cast or tallied and then sorted. So 4. Alright, so let's see. 4. Counter equals 0. First, for key in the vote keys, if counter equals 0, so if counter equals 0, pass. Oh, well, first things first, I need to add Alright, so if counter equals 0, that's the highest level, the highest one based on the sort. It's going to add it to the vote list, and then else if the vote key equals, ooh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay. Equals the vote. Ooh. Keys. Okay, hold on. This is complex. So with the value from the vote key, so what I need to do is with the previous value. So what I need is the vote, then the vote keys, and then I need counter -1. Holy shit. Excuse me. So basically, if the value of the vote keys equals the value of the vote keys from the one before, rather than this one, so counter -1. Well, hold on a second. So I could simplify the reading of this a little bit. If it's sitting here confusing me, that's not going to be good for anybody who comes around and reads this on the GitHubs. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out for I'm going to just go back to a for I notation in key for range 0 to len keys. Alright, cool. So we can get rid of this because that's just going to serve to confuse me. We can get rid of counter because that's taken care of by the iterator. Then I in range 0 to length keys. Okay, if I equals 0, vote list plus equals the vote keys 0. There we go. So that'll be adding vote list to, that'll be adding the vote, whatever the first key is, to vote list. That's exactly what we want to do. Now, else, so if it's not equal to 0, we're beyond that. We're going to, another if, vote, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, the vote keys I if the vote keys I equals the vote keys I minus 1. So if this equals the first one, we're going to add that too. So if we could do this, and every time I increments, it's going to check if this I equals the last one, or if this value equals the last one, and it'll continue adding to the vote list. Now, once it's returned, we're going to say, hey, is there one vote? Good, just go ahead and send that to be processed. If not, we're going to have to send it for a tiebreaker. Okay, so process guess. So it does all the guess processing and stuff like that, yada yada yada. And now we're going to go into the Geekle turn routine. If game turn step equals 0, so that means it's the very first run, or yeah, the very first run, it's going to skip and it's going to sleep for 180 seconds. So we're going to set this to 1 to let us know that the next time, if it's not equal to 1, it has to do something. Okay, else. Game tally votes. Votes equals game tally votes. What do I have to send for tally votes? Nothing. So it's going to return. Oh wow, Okay, something's wrong there. Oh, no. Okay. So when you left, I had mentioned that doing unit tests on the next stream after putting together a PyTest framework. And then I realized, wait a minute, unit testing isn't my style. So, no. So we're going to pass on this first run because we don't need to do anything. Yeah, tests coming in a later commit. There we go. That's the one. Oh my gosh, PyTest humor. I don't even know how I would test this because it's a random word. I don't know. I'd have to research that. Yeah, I'd have to inject a known word. Well, you know, I could just instantiate the class, set the word to a known value after starting the game, and then check the responses. Yeah, that's how you do it. If I were to unit test this. That actually might be... I don't want to use the word fun, but it might be educational to run something like this through PyTest runs. The whole point of Python, everything's mutable. Yeah, except what? There's one data set that, there's one data type that is totally unmutable and everybody hates it. Actually, I think there might be two. Tuples and sets? No, I think it's tuples and sets. I know at least tuples are. I think sets are. I don't know if sets are too, actually. Well, hold on. Let's see. Test set equals 0, 0, 0, 0. Then for I in, well, say print test set 0. Okay. For I in range 1 through 4. Yep, definitely not tuples. Oh, sets are definitely mutable. I've muted this before. Oof. Okay, so yeah, unchangeable. Sets and tuples are both immutable. Huh. But you can remove items and add new ones. Oh, but you can't change the individual items, but you can take one off and add one on. So it's sort of mutable. They just don't make it easy. I wonder why that would be. I'd have to look that up. Okay, so votes equals game tally votes. So let's get if length votes greater than 1. Self-speak. Is it speak? Yeah. No. Say. I used say. Okay. So say is what I get to have Mycroft say something from the Geekbot. So, okay, so one thing I do like about the PyTest framework, it's incredibly easy to set up. So were I to do that, I would install PyTest into the virtual environment, and then I would just simply be able to run PyTest. I'd have to create a pytest.ini, which dictates the naming of the tests, and then it's simply just from the virtual environment run PyTest, and it'll start going through the assertions. Yeah, here. One sec. So pip 3 install PyTest. Now if we run it, it's not going to find anything because there are no tests. If we do a make directory tests, then in tests we create, I think it defaults to test underscore Geekle. Well, test underscore and then the test name. We can then go from Geekle. Shoot, how do you import a module from one directory behind? Like Python import module from parent directory. NP8. Aha. Okay, so relative imports only work from a package. To import my module that is in the parent directory of your current module, OSSys. Oh, okay, cool. So did that work? No. So it has to be Geekle. There we go. From Geekle, import Geekle. Yeah, so then from there you can def test Geekle, and then don't need any fixtures or anything like that. So then new game equals Geekle, And then from there you could start testing out the functions. In this case, we could just go new game, word equals a door, and then you could assert new game, word equals a door, else the word did not match. Alright, so if we ran PyTest now, it should pick up that test. Okay, so OS. Is it OS parent dir or OS path parent dir? Okay, that's a little weird. We'll copy it. Okay, so now if we run that, inspect is not defined. Inspect? Where is it getting inspect from? Well, I'm not doing good with this, evidently. Okay. Because I've never done it before. So, has no... Oh, that's right. Alright. So we have a passing test. That's all we really need to do. If we're following PyTest's... if we follow PyTest's defaults, then from there, we could do things like... we could test to make sure it's not matching, so we'll set the word to Adam and then see what happens. Yeah, okay, so it'll give us an assertion error, the word did not match, and then it'll tell us assert Adam equals a door. Of course it doesn't, so then we get a error. Now, we could keep doing unit testing like that, but I think I have more fun actually making the game. Though, I wouldn't mind at all dedicating a stream to writing some unit tests if people are interested in seeing how that would be, how that goes. Before I was a junior developer, before I was the world's oldest junior developer at my company now, I worked in QA, and writing those unit tests were what I did. I mean, I still write unit tests now, but not quite as often. Alright, so, so yeah, long story short, PyTest framework is actually really fun. Really easy to set up if you just follow the defaults. Yeah, thank you NASA Muffin for that nice little diversion. When I get too into the code, I like those diversions. When I get too into the code that I'm working on at any given time, I can get lost in the weeds a little bit. So having something to step back and take a look at and play with a little bit before going on to the next thing is fun. And by the way, I see out there on my list that you are a very new follower, and I want to say thank you for that. Glad to have you around. So, we're returning the votes in a list of votes. Alright, and what was I doing? It's the downside of a nice distraction. What was I doing now? I was looking up speak or say, and then I was in the routine. There is a tie. John the Unwise Geek. Break the tie. Then self chat. There is a tie. John the Unwise Geek. Break the tie using one of the following words. And since votes is coming in as a message, vote 0 is going to be the type. Votes 1 is going to be a list of messages. Is it? How is that being returned? Come to think of it. Actually, if I'm doing it this way, I do not need to return it as a message envelope. So, just return a vote list. So this is a list of words, and we can just add it to the chat. So I want to create another command that's just for me, that's tie break. So up here at the top, yeah, final votes. Okay, since I'm just going to do that anyway, I could do game final votes equals game tally votes. And then if length of game final votes is greater than 1, then it goes to tiebreaker. Else, game process, is it process guess or process vote? Process vote. Okay, process vote. And then it will be, since we're already to process vote, there's only going to be one vote. So we'll go game final vote 0. Cool. Alright, so if we're going to process votes, we're going to have to clean up a little bit. But then from the game, we'll get a status and update and all that good stuff. So yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Makes it a little more easier. And then I need a... Okay, so that means it's gone to vote. We can go ahead and we go ahead and set turn step to 1 here, so that we know that the next pass needs to actually create a thing. So process vote, then we'll game turn step equals 0. So the next time we'll have to pass. And then game, no, it will be self Geekle turn stop. So that'll stop, that should stop the routine that's actually running from inside its own, inside itself. Okay, yeah. So, let's see. I don't think there has to be anything else. We'll go into the process vote for Geekle and actually clean up the mess we've made. It'll stop there. It'll start. Okay, yeah, cool. So that's handling the turns. This is handling the guesses. I need to add a command for tie breaking, which isn't going to be hard to do. If arg equals tie break, if arg in new game. I need to change the variable here to new game. That's our object for the game. Self new game. Right. If arg in self new game final votes, meaning if it was one of the votes in the final tally, we then go ahead and new game, process vote, new game, final votes. Although these have to be solved. There we go. Actually, no. This is going to be arg. Else self say is not a that was not one of the votes, John. Self chat same. Try again. Alright. Matter of fact, in the process votes, we're gonna have to clear the tally. But yeah. I know this is not gonna work, but I do at least want to give it a go. So So VM bin Python Geekbot. All right. Come on, chat. Bot start. Alright, so Geekle start. Yep, there's the first one. Okay, so this is in Geekle start, ignoring exception command none type. Object has no value, send. $165 and handle messages. Aha. Let's try that. Alright, so in chat, so self loop create task. Okay, so that's not working. So what I'm going to do, since we're putting this in one place, let's just put these back here next to each other where we knew they worked. Alright, we'll save that. Ooh, there we go. I think. Okay, so evidently I cannot send a chat. It is running into some kind of error. There we go. Alright, so bot object has no attribute chan. Oh. Reckon it doesn't. Okay. So I did that on purpose, I'm sure. Okay, so I hit start. Okay, where is start? Okay, so start game looks true. And no messages. Oh yeah, okay, so word equals, I don't need that right now because that we tested that and that was good. So okay. Alright, so one thing I did notice is I am not getting the response out of Minecraft that I wanted to. So okay, hey Minecraft. Ooh, okay. I'm not getting anything out of Minecraft. Is the monitor for him on? Yeah. Okay. Now let's take a look at volume control. Hey Minecraft. How many chucks can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Aha.
Chuck wood.
There we go.
Welcome to Geekbot. Please vote on your first guest.
Okay, cool. So that's working. So back to Geekbot. Alright, so we'll restart Geekbot.
The Geekbot is online.
Alrighty. So Geek'll start.
Welcome to Geekbot. Please vote on your first guest.
Ooh, okay, so this is Alright, so where did I go wrong? Alright, so Geekle starts. Game in progress, true. Oh, self in turn equals true. I see what happened there, I think.
The Geekbot is online. Welcome to Geekbot. Please vote on your first guest.
Alright. So we're looking up vote now. If self new game in turn. I hadn't even instantiated the class yet. Okay. Alright, so okay, so now over in the module in start game, so self game in progress equals true. So then self intern equals true. Alright, so we know we are in intern, and we could actually remove this game in progress self stuff. Oh, hold on. So game in progress is actually tracked on the bot, not on... Yeah, okay, so we can remove this part. And the... Whoops. But the intern stuff, that's specific to the bot, so we'll hold on to those. We'll add it to the start game. Alright, cool. So, progress equals true. Starting the game. Alright. Now from there, it's voting. Cool. Alright. So let's go ahead and give that a try.
The Geekbot is online.
Alright, so Geek'll start.
Welcome to Geekbot. Please vote on your first guest.
Okay, here we go. A new error. Yeah. Alright. So in process guess, there's an unhashable type in dictionary. I'm returning that wrong somehow. It's this here. Well, I'm returning it as a set, evidently. So first things first, that's a list. And this is usually returned as a set. Now, however, if I recall, Okay, no, that's fine. Alright.
The Geekbot is online.
That should have fixed it. Alright, we're gonna Geekle start.
Welcome to Geekle. Please vote on your first guest.
Alright. That died somewhere. Alright, well, that being said, we got a lot of cool progress done. We got a lot of work done on the voting mechanic for the routine there. We got the votes and the processing, added a few new methods to get information from the game into the Geekbot. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here then. As always, let's go ahead and go through what we've worked on today. We worked on the Geekbot. Yep. And we've worked on... Oh, where's init.py? We did remove Geekle. And... let's add word list. And why not? Let's go ahead and add our test tweet in our to-do list. Okay, so our commit message is going to be added, well, let's just say modularized. Make Geekle into module. Loading. Processing. Yeah, that's good. So, implemented PyTest. As a matter of fact, if we're going to do that, let's go ahead and pip3 freeze. We're going to set that out to requirements.txt. And we are darn sure going to add that. What we will not be adding is documentation. Not today. Alright, so we'll commit that. And we will take a look at our to-do list. So, start command in Geekbot, we got that. Guest command in Geekbot, got that. Status command, yep. Winner notification, not yet. Clean up game and prep for next, not yet. And keep score on DB of some kind. That might end up on the cutting room floor, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and send our updated to-do list to GitHub as well. And I'm committing the main, but whatever. We'll push that. There we go. Alrighty then. So that was a great day to code, and we got a lot of cool things done. So thank you again to NASA Muffin for following and being into the chat today. That was very awesome to see you here. Always nice to see you anywhere out on the Twitches or the Discords. And special wishes, special hopes and prayers and whatnots to my wife, and who is traveling around Germany with our friend Marius, who will then also meet our friend Yannick, both of whom you've seen around my Twitch channel. So travel safe, you guys, and I will see everyone else on Monday 5:30 p.m. when we do this all over again. So if you're interested in any of the code that you've seen in the stream today, don't hesitate to check out the GitHub, which is linked in my channel. Also, subscribe on Twitter to me. Yeah. Wow. That's also in the channel description as well. Always happy to hear from you. So with that, let's say have a great weekend, everybody. Don't do anything I will, and we'll see you next time. Hey, Mycroft, play the outro.
I'm